Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Again, I'm starting my lecture, and today we are going to discuss about the types of biasness. In the biasness, it's a big issue in the survey. As you know, that we are discussing about the survey. So when you are going to conduct the survey, different type of the biases are being created over there. So these are different biases are there. So one by one, we are going to discuss these biases. The first bias is accuses biases. In this bias, what is it? Basically the respondent is trying to give the positive answer. In this, what's happened that the tendency of survey respondent is agree with the questions asked them. Whatever the question which surveyor is asking from the respondent, so respondent tries to give the data answer which is positive or which is being expected by the surveyor. So in simply we can say that this is the bias, that it is a positive answer. He is always trying to give the positive answer. However, the respondent is actually required to give the answer which he thinks that is right according to his or her own thinking, not to accuse, not to make the please to another person by giving the positive answer or that answer which is being expected by the surveyor. Another is about the executive bias can on other extreme result in the respondent disagreeing with all questions are asked him. Okay, one thing is about always trying to give the positive answer, and another extreme here is that sometimes he tries to answer a respondent, sometimes it becomes disagree and it will disagreeing with all the questions. So the two extreme are there. One extreme, either he will provide all the positive answers, and another extreme is that either or he will provide all the negative or against every statement in the questionnaire. He will be disagreeing over there. Either completely he will be agree or completely he will be disagree. And extremity biasness is exaggerated answers. Tendency of survey respondent to use the extreme way responding to the questions. So always he will take or check the five. For example, there's a 5-point Likert scale. In the 5-point Likert scale, normally we have the responses 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like these are the. So always he tried to select the either 5 because it is a one extreme, and or he will select the 1, it is another extreme. Okay, so now the difference between the this one and this one is that here the respondent will try to always to give the positive answer, but here, so now there is no positivity or there is no negativity, but always the extremity bias, that always he will remain on the extreme. If he lies, he will give you the 100%. Like the if he becomes agree, he says, okay, I'm strongly agree. And if he becomes disagree with you, he will use that he is strongly disagree. He will not choose the agree or disagree or sometimes neutral, but always his response will be strongly agree or strongly disagree. This is another bias. So it's not necessary that all the time you become disagree strongly, or all the time you become disagree strong. It's not possible. If the respondent is doing this type of thing, it means that he is showing the biasness. Interviewer's bias, answer accepted by the interviewer. So now the tendency of survey respondent to give the untrue answers because of the presence or the influence of the interviewer. Because in the interview is also a type of the survey. In the interview, now the interviewee and interviewer both are there. As now, if the interviewer has some influence on the interviewee, then the interviewee will try to answer all the questions which will please to the interviewer because of the presence of the interviewer, and just to show to the interviewer that he is intelligent and he is affluent, are just willing to please. So these are three reasons are there because of the always he will try to answer in an acceptable manner. And then another is auspicious answers accepted by the organization. Now, in this one, the tendency of survey respondent to give answers to the question based on their perception of the organization. So in earlier, the questions were asked from the interview about the about any product, about any service, about any other thing. But here, the questions are being asked from the respondent regarding the performance of any organization, of any company, of any group. For example, if you are going to ask the performance of the Shabdati University, so definitely because it is an in-house survey, that means which is being conducted by the SALO itself. If in this survey, if some questions are being asked from the employee of the SALO, then definitely his or her answer will be in the favor of the Shabdati University, because he's a part of that university, and because of certain fear, because of the negative consequences, most of the time his answer will be in the favor of the Shabdati University. But if the same survey is be conducted by the third organization, so now most of the time it means you'll find that the respondents are neutral, and they will answer quite they means without any biasness, because there is no type of the fear which he's feeling when he will reply. So in this one, they means the neutral organization is going to conduct. So now the people are free to answer. Social desirability bias. Now, the socially some of the questions which should be answered positively, and some of the which should be answered negatively. Socially, that means that, for example, if I ask from the people openly on the media whether do you drink liquor, you drink wine. So now no one says that okay, I'm not drinking. No one says okay, I'm drinking. Everyone tells okay, I do not. Even he's drinking, but he say no, I'm not drinking anything, because socially it is desirable to answer no over there. For example, if I ask from you, are you honest? Now, what will be your answer? Almost 99% of people will say, yes, I'm honest, even though practically the person is not honest, but because of the social desirability. So now everyone's answer most of the time will be, yes, I'm honest. If he say, no, I'm dishonest, then socially he will be required to face so many consequences after this interview. So that's why the people make them to be more socially active. So that's why the people, their tendency is to answer yes in the favor. And I will give you some example like this one. Okay, for example, if you open this one, okay, for example, there are some examples are there. Social desirability bias. In the social desirability bias, can you are you able to are you watching whatever I'm showing to you? This link. If not, then please open this link. If not, then please open this link and you will reach whatever I'm discussing right now. Okay, in this one, the one is the social desirability bias. What's happened that, for example, if you ask this type of the question, have you ever cheated in exam? So what would be your answer? Definitely your answer would be no. For example, on the KTN news channel, if you go and ask this type of question from the people in the Sindh province, And if you ask this question, have you cheated in your examination? All the people will tell you no. Most of the people, they will tell no, no, even though everyone has cheated in the examination, in his or matriculation or in the intermediate level. Almost all the that means young people, that means that they cheated in their examination, in the graduate, in the matric, in 10th grade and the 12th grade. From 9th grade to the 12th grade, almost all the people, they cheated in the. So even though they will say no, we did not cheat in that one. So now socially, what is desirable answer? The socially desirable answer is no. So that's why most of the people, they will tell you no, we did not do it. And then, for example, and then there is a, we are rebranding our business. Should we change our logo? Now here's the demand characteristic. So now if the company demands from you that we want to rebrand our this company, so do you think that we should change our logo or not? The most of people say yes, you can do it. That means that just they want to encourage you to do it, even though they do not know. But most of the people, they say, okay, you should do, because they want to please a company, they want to please an organization. So that's why they, most of the time their answer would be yes, you should rebrand your business, even though they think that it is not required. But they want to please the company. That's why this would be their answer. Now, extreme response. In the extreme response, see, if you ask from the people, for example, if you are a philanthropist, if you are a generous people, you want to provide some money in order to help the people. If you ask from it, okay, do you think the $5,000 are enough to solve your all the problems? The people will say yes, yes, these are enough, because they want to get the money from you. So if they no, it's not enough, it is not enough for me, then what will happen? That they are in the fear that they may lose these $5,000. So now, in order to get this amount, the most of the people, they say yes, these are enough. Or some other people say, sir, these are too small, because they want to have more and more money from these people. So this is another bias which the people are doing. Neutral response. Now, what is a neutral response? But most of the people, they are trying to provide a neutral response. They are not going to choose anyone. For example, as I told you again, our Likert scale is a 5-point Likert scale. In this one, see that most of the people, they are choosing 3. For what? Because they think it is a neutral response. And that's why this is also one type of the tendency. That means against every question, they say 3. They means that. Because this is also biasness. And this should not be done. For example, in this case, the response bias, the rate the following operating system. We are using these operating system, Android, iOS, and the Windows in our mobile phones. For example, if we are using, so normally people are buying the Android phones, and very less people, they are buying the Windows, and some people, they are finding the iOS. But again, if you ask from them, which is more suitable to you, or whose performance is good, the normally you will find this type of the response. If this you are getting this type of the response, it is called the it is a neutral response. If this type of the response you are getting against your all the questions in your questionnaire, against all your questions in your interview, it is called a neutral response. Again, it is a biasness. Acquiescence bias. Like here, if you ask from the people in the European countries, are you atheists? Most of people, they say yes, we are atheists because we do not believe in the God. But if you ask the same question in Pakistani community, if you are you atheist, no one will tell you I'm atheist, because the people, they cannot afford to be to announce publicly that they are atheists. Even though if they are atheists, but they will not proclaim, they will not announce it publicly that I'm atheist. If the people, if someone is announcing that I'm atheist, then the person may face some negative consequences from the rest of the people in the Pakistani society, because from the religious point of view, we are very much we are at one extreme. So that's why we cannot be okay, someone minister formally openly said, I do not believe in the God. Okay, these two questions, if you keep in your questionnaire and ask, are you atheist? In Pakistan, people say no. In other countries, European countries, people say yes, I'm atheist. But from the same person, if you ask another question, do you believe in the God? Now, what should be the answer of the atheist? Then I do not believe in the God. What should be the answer of the theist? Theist is a person who believes in the God. His answer should be yes. So sometimes now see the both are the answer of these two questions are against each other. In the same person, in the first question he say I'm atheist. In the same person, in the another question he say yes, I believe in the God. How is possible? When once if you say I do not, that means I'm atheist and I do not believe in a God, I do not think there is a God. Then if nothing is available, then how you are believing on that thing? So this is another issue. Now this is called the Dyson bias. So now Dyson, that means that you are getting the difference in that one. In one question you say yes, another you say no. Now both are different from each other. This is another biasness. So the different reasons are there of the biases. Now why people they are showing the biasness over there. Now different reasons are there. Disadvantages are also there, and what non-bias. So it's a I think a good a link for you people. And your free time you should go and read out this one, the content, the material which is available in your free time. Okay, and then again we are going on our slides. Okay, now if we talk about these three things, potential error in undertaking survey. So now these are the potential errors which may be made by the interviewer, by the surveyor during the conducting the survey. Then now administrative error. Now, please keep in mind that administrative errors are those errors when you are going to conduct a survey. While during the process of conducting interview, whatever the mistakes which you are making, it is called administrative errors. Now, for example, administrative errors are consequences of improper. That means that improperly or inadequately you are administrating the survey, or its execution of your survey is improper. So now, if it is improper, and the reasons of because of those, but if your survey is improper, then the reasons are basically these are your administrative errors. Administrator can reduce the value. If the certain administrative errors are there, definitely they will reduce the importance or the value of your research for the decision makers. Now, why the surveys are being conducted? Because the results of this survey will help the decision makers to decide either yes or no. There are many causes of administrative errors. For example, carelessness. The people now, for example, surveyors, sometimes they are careless. They do not understand the importance of their research. So that's why they show carelessness during the execution of the survey. Because survey you can conduct by yourself, or you can also provide outsource your survey. You can engage another company which can conduct the same survey on behalf of you in the particular market. So now that company may show some carelessness. Now definitely the people will work over and you are not going to conduct the survey by yourself, but someone else is going to conduct the survey on behalf of you. Now that person may show some carelessness because of the certain reasons, because of the weather conditions. It is very hot or it is very cold. Sometimes the money is very the compensation remuneration which is being paid to these surveyors, that is very low. Now any reason may be there. At the sometimes the interviewers or the surveyor, they are confused. They cannot understand the meaning of the certain words, and sometimes they are unable to understand the basic concept of this one. So the confusion may be there. Now these are this and neglect. Sometimes they are neglecting. Now, for example, this commonly it is a practice among the survey company, that when they are sending their people to for the survey, they are going to the different areas. For example, from the area A, one surveyor has to take in at least 10 interviews from that one. So now what, that he will show that okay, 10 interviews were conducted from the area A, but actually the 5 interviews were conducted, and for the rest of the 5, the surveyor filled all the document by himself, and in order to show okay, the 10 interviews were conducted by this one. So this also negligency, or sometimes he asking some questions which are important, sometimes he is leaving some questions because sometimes he's in hurry. So now, for example, in your total questionnaire, there are 20 questions, and now some of the questions he's neglecting, some are, that means he's asking. So this is also a problem. Omission is another problem. Now these are some problem, but there are 4 major types of errors: data processing error, sample selection error, interview error, and the last one is the interview cheating. And then data processing error is that now what's happened data through the your questionnaire. So normally there's a 5-point Likert scale. Now when you have got your skill set filled by your respondent, and then you are coming in your office, and then you are inserting the data from your questionnaire into your software. So while inserting the data, there may be a typographical mistake over there. For example, Likert point scale, a 5-point Likert scale is there, that the response which are inserting your Auspices software, for example, that should be from 1 to 5. Okay, but because of the data processing error, sometimes you are inserting the 8, sometimes you are inserting the 7, sometimes you are inserting the 6 or 9. So these are going to be your outliers. And these outliers, presence of these outliers, what will happen? They will inflate your data. Because of the presence of these outlier in your data, which you mistakenly inserted in your data, inserted in your computer while filling while inserting your data. So now what, they will inflate your results. Now probably the average of that one will be very high. So because of the availability of the outliers over there, so this may occur the problem. Now wrong sample was selected, or the non-representative sample was selected. This is another issue. Interview error. Now these are errors on the part of the interviewer or on the part of the surveyor. So now this may be like the lack of experience. He has not sufficient experience to conduct an interview. Personal biasness. He has some personal biases with this particular class of the society, and his own preferences are there, and some other reasons. Maybe these are some reasons. Because of those ones, the interviewer may make certain errors, and in the big issue is there, and that is about the interviewer cheating. He's cheating. Now sometimes, most of the time, I have observed, that means I have talked with the different interviewers or surveyors. That means they say our people who are conducting the who are interviews, or who are distributing the questionnaires among the people, they are filling the question by themselves. They are not reaching, they are not contacting the respondent, but sometimes some of the these questions they are filling by themselves. So now some of the questions they are skipping. So now these are some issues are there. These are the administrative errors. Okay, how you can techniques, how to reduce the systematic error? Now the rule of thumb is that the meaning that the past experience. So now in practice, many basic researchers use a rule of thumb. Rule of thumb means that your own thumb. When the different researchers they agree on the certain thing, they say yes, 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 it is the rule of thumb, because we are dealing in the social science, and in the social science, nothing is final. So that's why that means that when the most of the researchers they say, okay, we are agree on this thing, it is the rule of thumb. On the contrary, in the natural science, because we are dealing with a static thing which have no life, which cannot be moved. So in there the certain rules, natural rules are there, and that's why that is we call as exact science, because all the things are accurate, all things are true, and you cannot, what the results are, the results are okay. But in our field, in the social science, we call it as an inexact science. So nothing is a final over there. So that's why the people, they are using a rule of thumb from their own experience. Now, for example, approximately 40% of survey respondents who claim they will definitely purchase the product XYZ in the next 7 days will actually go to the market to and carry out this purchase. So now, if this is the conclusion, your survey explained to you that the 40% of the survey respondents they have agreed that they will buy the product XYZ in the next 7 days. But what your past experience suggests you, and as a rule of thumb, what past experience suggests you that even the 40% they have become agreed to buy our product, but actually it's not possible, because my experience, my past experience say only 10 to 15% people they go for purchase, they go for to purchase the XY product within the next 7 days. But okay, the people say 40%, but actually this is not possible because based on my past experience. In this way, you can reduce the systematic errors. And then another is that to reduce the likelihood of extent, systematic and much care has to be given to designing the proper question. So now, when you want to reduce the systematic error, you should design your question in the proper way. And adequate training of interviewers in the survey is very much important. And by selecting the appropriate sample, that means your sample should be representative. If these are showing these three things, so I hope there will be no insystematic errors, are the margin of systematic errors will be very less. The reason is that you have ensured these three things: designing, you have designed the proper questionnaire, you have trained your interviewers fully about the how to ask a question, you have trained how to understand the questionnaire, and you have also trained in how to find your respondent. And your sample is fully representative sample. An issue with the internet, I think, so that's why there was the internet become disconnected for the few seconds. Okay, and then type of the survey methods. There are different type of the survey methods, and for example, the first one is a personal interview, and the telephonic interview, mail survey, and the internet survey. So these are the four type of the survey, and through these one you can conduct your survey. And then survey can be classified according to type of the questions asked. Now in your survey, now in the personal or these four type of the survey, either you can ask the structured interviews or the disguised questions. Now structured question, I think I told you that there are the four type of the two type of the three type of the interviews are there: structured, unstructured, and the semi-structured. In the same way, interviews, telephonic interview, mail survey, these can be structured, unstructured, and the semi-structured. And sometimes they may be disguised questions. So now, what is disguised questions? The disguised questions are like the impose a limit of the number of the permissible response, while disguised questions try to hide the purpose of the study. Whatever study which you want to conduct, basically you are hiding your objective. You are asking some other question in order to find out that information which normally the respondent cannot tell you. That means that in the disguise interview or question, the objective is hidden. How it is hidden? For example, disguise interview is when the true purpose of the survey is not revealed to the respondent. When your actual objective of your conducted interview or survey, you're not going to tell out your respondent. For example, some companies recruit the TV consumers to view their TV programs. Some TV companies, they recruit the consumer, they say, okay, come and view our program. okay, about our and give your and provide your opinion about the shows, about our programs. However, there are the test commercial included in that one. In the TV program, they are also inserting some commercials over there, advertisements over there, ads over there in the program. And what the company really wants to know is the reaction to the commercial. They are not interested your reaction towards their TV program or TV shows, but they are interested your reaction towards the TV commercials. So now this is an example of the disguise interview, where they are hiding the actual the purpose. What is the actual purpose behind this one? So this is called the disguise interview. Okay, so here I'm ending my lecture, and I'm ending my lecture, and thank you very much for your cooperation.